Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to this week's video. The day is a Ferris wheel press video, and to be fully honest with you guys, I am filming this for the second time. I had audio issues on my first intro slash first impressions of the ink. It will be my second impressions of the ink, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys and to let you guys know that this won't actually be a first impressions, but I've looked at the inks, but I haven't swatched them, so I still don't know a lot about them yet. But today we have this beautiful duo of colors. So we have a Fairy Tales ink, which is ginormous. I was not expecting it to be full size, but apparently they are doing it. I'm not sure if it's for this collection in specific, because I'll talk to you more about this collection. And then we have beautiful lilac-y periwinkly color, which I am just loving this color combination. Cannot wait to start drawing with them. But before we dive in, the usual spiel: Ferris Wheel Press is not sponsoring this video. All opinions are my own. I am, however, part of their artist sponsored program, which means that I get these goodies to share with you guys. And you can use my code BABishkuArt to get 10% your Ferris Wheel Press order while also supporting my creative journey. Getting that out of the way, so we have this adorable, beautiful ink. This is Radiant Rosewing. So this ink is part of their Wild Swans collection. So this is, I don't know this tail, which I might go and look after I am done filming. So basically this is following Princess Patch, and this is apparently an Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale, because it mentions that this Scandinavian style of illustration on the box is in ode of Hans Christian Andersen. This says it's about a princess that wants to save 11 brothers that are turned into swans. I really don't remember this name. Maybe it has another name in Portuguese, but I really don't remember this tale at all. I will go and refresh my memory after I'm done, but the box is absolutely beautiful. All of the fairy tale boxes are mirror-like, so it's absolutely stunning. Full of swans, and the details of this box are much more bigger. They're usually a lot smaller, and I mean the box is bigger, but they're usually a lot more detail oriented, but this one is very much bam, and I do like that. The ink is a rose pink with duochrome gold and pink shimmer, which I have seen and it's absolutely stunning. The characteristics are radiant, warming, sunning, and rejuvenating. It has no sheen, and shading is medium, so I'm quite excited to see how that behaves. I do love an ink with quite a lot of shading. On the box it says, every obstacle has a chance to flourish. Join Princess Patch as she navigates through formidable tribulations, emerging radiantly inspired. Life may not always be rose-colored, but you hold the power to paint it every color that you desire, one transformation at a time. So I really don't know what this entails, but we will find out. This is the first chapter of this collection. They mention, I believe they're going to be making, just like they did with Alice in Wonderland, a collection of these, so I'm quite excited to see that, and one more reason for me to go and check out the tale itself. So we're going to open this bad boy and just look at it. This is absolutely stunning. As soon as I get my hands on a sunny day, I will film a clip for this, because this is not doing it justice. Absolutely nothing. This is so beautiful. It's a very warm rose with, again, with, like they mentioned, dual chrome, pink and gold. It's so stunning. And so we have a very big bottle. I have, for example, here an older parcel of Jelly Bean Blue, and these were their 85mm size. I adore this size. It's stunning, it's beautiful, it's a lot of ink, but when it comes to storage, I do love this size. So it's the perfect transition for this ink. So this is their new everyday collection. It's Harlequin Dream, and it's so pretty, and I adore the box on this one. I will soon get the close-up camera, but I'm using my phone to read the description. And so this is a deep periwinkle blue, which is cool, whimsical, elegant, and ethereal. And this is based on performance and just spectacles. I am in love with everything that's going on. This is a non-shimmer, and I just so excited to swatch this. I imagine this ink will be quite light, so this color combination along with this one, it'll be very light and dreamy, which I am looking forward to it. But I might have to cheat a little bit to get some contrast for the drawing itself, so we'll see what I do. And then we have the pen, which is the Carousel fountain pen in medium steel nib, which is their aluminium body as well. And I adore these pens so much. And I think this one is my fave so far. I love me lilac. I adore lilac. Everything that's like lilac violet, I adore it. So this pen just screams my name, and I'm so in love with it. So this is their aluminium body. It's matte, so it feels so nice. I love it. And when you uncap it, it has a very nice illustration. So we have a little moon with bears on top, and they're in the clouds, and we have some little jugglers, or not jugglers, whatever this is called, I don't remember, but this is so cute. And yeah, and this etching sometimes can be itchy to the skin, but this one is actually their softest one so far, so I am extremely impressed, super impressed. This comes with an adapter as always, and it has a little ball, which means this is great for shimmer inks, so that you can shake, whoop, it flew, so that you can shake the shimmer, the glitter inside the pen so it doesn't get stuck. So it's very functional and beautiful. I may have just went a bit more faster than usual with this. Oh, look at that. Because I had already seen the inks, which I am so sad that I couldn't capture my first real impressions. But there was a lot of oohs and ahs when I opened this guy, and I'm still mesmerized looking at it. I really hope look at that. I will do a little close-up. I just really hope I get sunny days before I post this, because if this looks crazy here, I cannot even imagine what it looks like on the sun. This looks so cool. Okay, I'll stop. So since we only have 2 inks to swatch, it will be relatively quick swatching session. So let's get right into it, and then I'll think about what drawing I want to make. So let's start the swatching session. Okay, I grabbed my brushes, 2 little jugs of water, and I do have a nice steaming cup of tea. A bit too steamy yet, but I'm excited to swatch these guys. So first of all, I want to show you the shimmer in this. Look at that. Oh, this is incredibly addictive. Just look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, and then we also have our beautiful Harlequin Dream. Cannot wait to see how this looks. And I also want to show you in detail these details on the pen, because they are so precious. I cannot. They're so pretty. And then the pen, the nib itself is always adorable. It has a little horsey, like a Ferris carousel thing. So, I mean, this is a carousel pen, so it makes sense. Let me grab my little sketchbook that I always used. I'm running out of pages here, which is sad. I mean, I still have a few, but I do like to use this one for swatching. I just really like the paper and how it looks, and then I like to have it all together. Okay, since we only have 2 inks, I'm going to take advantage of this, which was the page where we mixed the inks for our more recent Ferris wheel. I mean, last month. I think we're going to start with the non-shimmer. Save the best for last. I mean, not to say that the other might not be good, but I mean shimmer. But I am still quite excited to try the Harlequin Dream. Harlequin? I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but Harlequin. We'll see. I don't need to shake it. I always go to shake it by just muscle memory. Since most of their inks are now shimmers, I just so used to shaking them just a little bit just to make sure it's clean. Most of the times it's not fully clean. I'm not the best at brush care. It's that beautiful violet, not as lilac-y as I was expecting, but still so pretty. It is very periwinkle-y, it travels beautifully. Oh, I want to do, what I like to do is wet a good chunk of the page and then just drop a little bit and see how it flows, and this flows very nicely. There are some inks that just kind of stay on the paper. This one behaves quite nice, and I think it will separate a little bit. It has a bit of a blue overcast, so quite nice. I'm going to just darken it a little bit over here just so we can see how dark it could go. I think it can go quite dark. I'm not as worried with contrast as I was before, so I think I can manage just with these two. I don't need to do a little cheeky little supply run. I dip my finger in it. Now, bam! I wanted to do that. I just wanted to let it sit. It's been a while since I had such a big ink in my hand. I cannot fit it like fully in the palm of my hand. I do have smaller hands, but come on. I'm gonna clean my brush. Wet it. Ooh, actually, sorry to interrupt, but this is actually having a more warmer hue in it, so it is a bit more purpley than I expected, which is awesome. Okay. This is gorgeous. I am so excited to paint with these. These are just going to be a dream. Oh, I want to eat it. Gosh, I want to eat it so bad. It's quite strong, actually, much stronger than I thought. Also, travels beautifully. It's flowing. I want to see how it flows in a little bit of water. Does not travel as far as the Harlequin, but ooh, I mean, actually travels quite far. So far, not a lot of shading. Actually, the Harlequin seems to have more shading. So far, I am going to do a little drop here. It is quite watery. I think it's a bit thinner than the Harlequin. And I'm gonna do like that. And this usually allows me to see a bit more of the shading, so let's see how that behaves. I would like to see what mixture I can get. Do I have anything I can mix with? Don't want to go and find anything. I'm being lazy right now. You know what? I'm gonna mix on the paper. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna just go full on laziness mode and I'm just gonna mix on the paper. I'm not sure if that works like that, but I mean, I think the Radiant Rosewing is a bit thinner than the Harlequin, so the mixture kind of gets overpowered. But they are in the same family, so I think I could just create a more warmer, pinkier, grayish actually, purple. So I think that's what I could get. The waters actually look adorable that I used. They look so yummy. I am so excited. So far, honestly, I think the Harlequin is actually winning my heart. Even though the shimmer of the Radiant Rosewing is so beautiful, on paper, the Harlequin is just doing these amazing, beautiful shading and just splitting into 3 colors, which gets me every single time in an ink. Even though this is absolutely stunning on the bottle, so far this one is taking my heart. I'm going to try and think of a drawing to make with these. I think I want to do something very dreamy and soft. Since these are so beautiful colors, I think I can get these to a beautiful pastel for sure. So I think I am going to try and take advantage of it and just use these to try and get something very nice, light and fluffy and dreamy. And I'm so excited. So I'll talk to you guys on the voiceover. So you can see these inks dried beautiful. I honestly am super in love with the Harlequin ink. I'm a sucker for inks that separate in this magical, dreamy way. Even though the shimmer in the Rosewing, it is stunning. I could not stop filming or playing with the bottle. I was just pretty much obsessed. It's beautiful, and I do love both inks in a way of, I really like their color. They're soft, but they also allow quite a lot of contrast. I was a bit scared when I saw that there were two lighter inks, but to be honest, I think this drawing has quite a lot of contrast, and it's one of my favorite drawings I did recently for Ferris wheel press videos. It's nothing innovative, but I had a lot of fun with it, and it was one of those drawings that I kind of wish I wasn't filming. It sounds a bit odd, but I just really wanted to get lost in this drawing. I was just feeling such calm working on it. I decided to do a bigger format. I painted the whole A4, and that sometimes it's quite freeing. I can do bigger brush strokes. I don't need to be stressing over teeny tiny lines, and it was just such fun. So as you saw, I did a bigger wash. I do love doing that, and most of the times when I do this, I make the drawings quite loose. But for this one, I think I went too not rigid, but I think I over-rendered the drawing. There's a phase in this drawing where I wish I had stopped. At least in the hair and the background, it just was looking soft and quite mystical, and I kind of wish I'd stopped around there. So even though I don't dislike the drawing, I do like it. I think it's a very nice, magical and dreamy drawing. It's exactly what I wanted it to make. I kind of do wish I had stopped in a more fluffy stage, but it is what it is. I cannot really go back, but I do have the footage to remember by the phase that I liked, and maybe I'll remember next drawing that I make to maybe leave it a little looser. So this drawing was quite tighter in terms of drawing than my most usual drawings in Ferris wheel press inks, but yeah, it was an experiment. I definitely had a lot of fun with it, and these inks work so well together. When you mix them, it does warm up the Harlequin Dream quite well, but you do need a lot of it, of the Rosewing color, to warm it up. It's a very subdued color when it comes to contact with the Harlequin ink, but honestly, I love them both. And the Rosewing did do beautiful things, and I love the concentration of shimmers. It does look a bit, I think the way I can explain this is that since this shimmer it's darker than the ink itself, it is a bit visible when it's not in shimmer form, in the way that if you see on the corner next to her hair on the left corner, it kind of looks sandy. So it is visible, it creates a sort of a sand texture and look when it's not in shimmer form, like when it's not catching the light. It's just something I noticed. It's not a deal breaker for me since it looks so beautiful, but there are some shimmers that most of the times are lighter than the ink itself, so they are more invisible. This one, since the shimmer is a bit darker than the ink itself, if you really lighten the ink like I did here, it may be visible, but to be honest, it was not a deal breaker for me at all. This is just an observation. For me, even though the star of the show is the Rosewing with the shimmer and just the most beautiful and magical color, yeah, the Harlequin really took me by the heart. It just blossoms beautifully. I really like how the background turned out very watercolory. This gave me very watercolor vibes. It blossoms, it separates, it's just chef's kiss. I absolutely love it. This might be one of my favorite inks of all time by Ferris wheel press, to be fully honest. I think it will be an ink that I will use more often, and I just really love it. It also makes the perfect liner ink for me. I like using either burgundy or purple lines, so this is just perfect. I'm quite excited for next, no, I'm not going to say week because I'm not sure if I'm able to make it next week, highly doubt it, but the next video I am going to do a review on the big set that Huhu sent me, so keep on the lookout for that. I am quite excited to try out like just so many colors. It's a bit overwhelming, but I'm so excited. And then yeah, I have another Ferris wheel. I already received the new parcel from them, so I am just waiting to have time. again, I just want to say thank you for all your lovely comments on my last week's video. By the time I'm filming this, I haven't replied yet, but I'll try my best to reply in the following days. Everything has been going very well with my job. Thank you for everyone that's been asking, and it's been nice. It's been very nice. A bit tiring, but I am happy to still be able to do YouTube and do everything else, even if it's at a little bit of a slower pace. But I will not stop. You will not have heard the last of me, not yet. And so my final step for this drawing is to go with bleach. I have been loving this step because it just allows me to go back, and not using a paint pen with ink actually works great because the paint pen actually reactivates the ink, so it's not really a sharp white. Bleach doesn't always turn to white, of course. In some cases it turns to blue. In Harlequin it does turn a little bit blue, but I just really love it. So that is it for this drawing. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope you had fun, and do let me know in the comments which is your favorite ink. I adore both, but again, my heart goes to the Harlequin. It's just so moody and it separates. I just cannot, even though with the shimmer. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and you can always use my code BBishkoArt to get 10% off your next Ferris wheel press order while supporting my creative journey. Thank you so much again, you are the star, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!